about the state budget?
Well, we're working right now. I'm hoping we can come up with a compromise that doesn't increase taxes 1 cent, because I think taxes are already too high in Wisconsin. So I think it's going to be important that we continue to work to find a way to get a budget passed that doesn't increase taxes. I think the Assembly budget does that, and as close as we can get to the Assembly budget is where we need to go.
AFP has put together people from all walks of life committed to one cause: lowering taxes. Wisconsin's tax burden is so great, we can no longer keep up with the rate we're going, and that's the great thing about AFP. I have been getting calls, letters from people all across our state, and I know it's due to the great grassroots efforts of AFP.
What kind of effects does bigger government have on all of us as citizens?
Well, it takes more of our money, so we have less of our own money to spend the way that we want. And it also hurts our economy when we go to export things. Rather than exporting jobs, we should be exporting services and goods. And higher taxes and a bigger government make it more difficult for all of us to do that. And that's why I believe in a more limited government. Government does good things for people, that's important, but we have to make sure it's not too large. And I think it's plenty large enough right now.
Can you tell us what you think about Americans for Prosperity, please?
I think this is great. An organization like Americans for Prosperity has, the same goals, the same ideas that we have, and they're helping us in the legislature get the word out about overtaxation, about government waste, about earmarks. I can't say enough about Americans for Prosperity.
How do bloggers view an organization such as Americans for Prosperity?
Well, Americans for Prosperity is really a great group, because not only do they reach out and interact with bloggers and really try to use the new media in a way to reach out to real voters, but they have the resources to really do the research on things like pork barrel spending and things that me as a blogger sitting at home with a 9-to-5 job, I don't have the resources to do. So Americans for Prosperity really lets me lean on them for that kind of research, which really, it makes my job easier.
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, go ahead.
What do you think about the proposed state budget?
Well, I think too many parts of it, when it's the governor's, the Senate's version, there's way too many taxes in there. We're in a state that's already too highly taxed, and Forbes just came out with ranking us near the bottom when it comes to business approaches and attractiveness. And the last thing we want to do is be in that kind of a list. We want to be number one, not number one on the tail end of things. And whether it's the $15 billion that the Senate is pushing in terms of a health care tax, would put us just right to the top. Outrageous, and we're facing the same thing here in Milwaukee County. $120 million tax increase they're proposing. We're going to veto that. It's the last thing people want is more taxes.
How do bloggers affect public policy?
That's a great question. Basically, by who reads our blogs. The more we write, the more we get out there, the more influence we have. I don't know, 400 or 500 people a day read my blog, but the key is they're really influential people. So what we have to say can make a big impact. And, it has over time.
What would you suggest we do to move Wisconsin forward towards prosperity?
Well, I think one of the things we have in Wisconsin is we have enough taxes. What we really need to do is create economic activity so that people can earn wealth and create wealth and keep it for themselves. That's really how we move our state forward. So our job, especially in the legislature, is to constrain the growth of government and hold down taxes so that people can keep more of what they earn.
And so I got an internship, and I've been doing everything grassroots, from making mailings to meeting with county executives in Oconto, Manitowoc, to going to right of center meetings in Madison with representatives and senators and other assemblymen. It's just been a great, great experience, and I want to thank AFP and Mark Block for making my summer experience excellent.
James, what's the impact of the bloggers on today's political climate?
Well, I think the impact is mostly in that we hold not only the media accountable, but we also hold the public officials accountable. We hold them accountable for their campaign promises, and we hold them accountable when they say that they're not going to raise taxes, and when they turn around and they do raise taxes, we make the media and the public aware that they have broken that promise.